They call him Mr. Right, Mr. Conservative, and Mr. Constitution. But you can call him Mark at 877-381-3811.
You know, unfortunately, it falls to me from time to time to clean up what goes on in media generally. And there's this guy on MSLSD. Oh, which one, Mark? I know, that's a conga line of freaks. I get it. But one in particular who is truly an empty suit. And he sits around at a table. I've caught this now and then, but honestly, I can't watch it. It's so sophomoric. With the goofball on his one side, Mika Brzezinski, and a couple of the other circus clowns around the table, talking to each other with a camera on. Oh, they're so erudite. Oh, they're so clever. Oh, cutting edge. And they're very, very important. The White House watches everything they say and do. And he's in Time magazine. And, oh, it's so important. And the guy's an ex-congressman who couldn't make it in radio. He can't make it in TV. If you're on MSNBC, you cannot make it in TV. There's only one level below. And you know what that is, Mr. Producer? It's airport radar. That's it. And there he is with the piddling audience, statistically almost non-existent. And by the way, it makes an enormous amount of money for somebody who doesn't have an audience. Working for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And there he is, constantly pontificating. He calls himself Joe Scarborough. I, more accurately, call him the morning schmo. Because that's what he is. He's a schmo. And he's surrounded by these schmoettes. And every now and then he puts out a book. Nobody notices. Gets all this attention. He's on Meet the Depressed. It's on this paper, that paper, whatever. And they don't sell. He put out a book in 2009, The Last Best Hope, Restoring Conservatism and America's Promise. Wow. That had to be a hit. Well, it wasn't a hit. He sold a total of 30,000 copies, hardcover, paperback, audiobooks. In other words, nobody gave a crap. If I were his publisher, which thankfully I'm not, I would demand the advance back. He did get an advance, didn't he? Or did he write it for free? As a matter of fact, does he work for free? Or does he make millions of dollars? What does he do, this morning schmo? He has a new book that came out today. Listen to this one. The Right Path, From Ike to Reagan, How Republicans Once Mastered Politics and Can Again. Wow. The ex-congressman. And by the way, somebody sent me an article. I don't follow this guy. I get this crap over the transom. And did you know he's talked about in some circles as a potential nominee for Republican or for president, Mr. Producer? Yes. And I said, for which country? But anyway, yes. So, Mark, why you focus on it? Well, there's an audio out there. There's audio everywhere. Of the Morning Schmo's genius insight that I wanted you to hear, because most of you don't watch it because you have taste and intelligence. Or you're busy eating breakfast or doing something else. Let's listen to this, shall we? Go.
Let me read as part of your book, which you really go after conservative media. You say, this may come as a shock to certain ideology and profit-driven talk radio hosts, but parties win the White House by nominating candidates who win the most votes, not feeding endlessly on base resentment.
Let's stop right there with the sycophant asking the questions. So, a lot of talk, he hates me, so I'm probably the prime target. So, talk show hosts are ideologically driven and money-driven. This is fascinating to me. Joe Scarborough, obviously, works for free. He must work for free. He must write his book. I assume he writes his book. You write your books, Joe? When do you have time to do it? I'm just curious. I'm sure you do. I'm not questioning it. Man, of your deep intellect and sharp wit. But that said, Mr. Producer, would you pull his book up on Amazon and see if they're actually charging for his book? I assume it's free. Would you tell me, pull it up and tell me how much they're charging? Because if they are, I'm going to be appalled by this. I assume Joe Scarborough's giving his book away for free. I'm assuming Joe Scarborough is burping out his daily wisdom on the Morning Schmo show for free. His book is $16.45. Is that hardcover? I'm sure it's worth every penny. And I wish you well, Joe. Maybe you'll sell 31,000 this time. Here's the deal, folks. Guys like this, they're really small minds in a big body. And what I'm trying to say is this. To say, oh, somebody's earning money or somebody's an ideologue or something like that may or may not be true, but the guy does not engage on substance. The Morning Schmo is incapable of writing anything that I write. He's incapable of reading anything that I write. He's playing to a different audience. He's playing to a radical left Democrat audience at MSLSD. He's playing to the inside the Beltway crowd. He's playing to the New York Times editorial page. You see, Joe likes to present himself as the thoughtful conservative. And there's nothing thoughtful about it. In a word, he's a putz. The only good thing I can say about the Morning Schmo, Mr. Producer, is he's not Al Sharpton. I'll give him that one. You're not Al Sharpton. All right, I wasted enough time.